I'm going to do a sample search in CINAHL for my PICO question. My question is about the effectiveness of distraction techniques for young children who are receiving immunizations and how those distractions affect their pain scores. CINAHL has 3 different search bars. I'm going to be doing a keyword search. That means that I'm just putting words into those bars, and we'll use some Boolean operators to arrange our search and get the best results. I'm going to start by typing in the age that I'm interested in, that's child. The next one I'm going to use distraction. The next one, immunization. And I still need some more search terms here. I'm going to add a row. I'm going to add pain scores. Now, the way that I use these search bars is typically by thinking of each concept that's within my question. With a PICO question, that might be the P, the I, the C, and the O. For each one of those, I use one of the search bars. They're basically parentheses that help me order my operations. Between each one, it defaults to using an AND. I could switch that to using or not as well. I could also change this to add some more terms. So I could say child or youth or adolescent or toddler, perhaps. So here I can add lots of synonyms for each of my terms, as many as I think is effective. And then I have each of my concepts within one of these bars. You can also limit your results right off the bat using the page below the search bars. For example, I might say that I'm only interested in peer-reviewed articles. I could say that I'm only interested in research articles. I could also leave those blank and just search everything. CINAHL has some helpful techniques as well, limiting by age group, so I could do that instead of typing that in as a keyword, and a few different patient populations. I'll go ahead and click search, not using any of those limiters at this point. I actually get 13 results, which is a really nice number. If CINAHL has the full text directly within it, then you'll see these icons pop up right below the article record. If it does not have it, then you'll see a Find It at WSU Libraries button instead, but we likely do have it in another database, and if not, then we can get it through interlibrary loan. So for example, we can click into this record. It brings us straight to the full text there. I could still view the detailed record of the item, which shows me the abstract, authors, things like that. These subject fields are really helpful. These are the terms that CINAHL believes this article is really about. And you can use these to build a search that helps you find really targeted, relevant information. On the right-hand side, there are a number of options to email the article, to cite the article. You can scroll down to whichever format you want to use. Make sure that this is formatted correctly, though. You'll see in this one that for APA formatting, they did not get the capitalization quite right in the article title. Computers just aren't very good at that. And I can also use the permalink. In CINAHL, you need to use this permanent link that will work in the future if you want to save a link to get back to this article. If you use the link in the URL bar, it will not work once your search times out. It's a search-specific URL, so use that permalink instead. When there's an HTML option, you can also translate the article, you can listen to it, and these are just some really great options if you would like to have it read or in a different language. I can also choose to get the PDF full text. That's a little bit easier to download. I'm going to head back to my result list so that I can look at some of the other limiting options for me. I will not limit to the full text availability because we likely have articles in other databases as well. I could, though, limit by year, so I might say that I want from 2015 onward. That limits it down to just 4 articles. I can also take a look at what subject it is part of, so it may be about pain or anxiety, distraction. And in CINAHL, I can also limit by age. So here I could limit to infant, child, adult, depending on which age range I'm most interested in. Now let's take a look at one where you would actually need to go into a different database potentially to find it. I'll take a look at this article, click the Find It at WSU Libraries button on the left-hand side, and it brings us into the library catalog to try to find this article. This is an article that we don't have access to, and I can tell that because instead of saying access options or online access, it says get it for me. That tells me that we need to get it from another library. That's fine. If we did have access, it would be under this availability and request options, and it would list which databases I could use to get it. I would just click any one of those and it would bring me into the article. As it is, there's this get it for me box, and I click request item, verify that it's the correct email address for me, and then I just click send. It would then be sent to me as a PDF in my email. Often that's very quick. If it's an unusual article or a less known journal, it might take a few days or longer. Now, if you're not already logged into the library, it would prompt you to log in this box. You just do that with your WSU username and password. Now, if you want to take a look at the search history in CINAHL, you can look at the search that you've done in this search session. You just click Search History under the search bars, and you can see the searches that I've recently done. It gives me my search terms, the limiters and expanders that I used, and I can click View Results to get back to those results. This is helpful so that you can track your searches, figure out which one was effective. I recommend if you want to use a search again in the future, copy and paste that into a document that you use to track it, and then you can just copy and paste it back into any of these search bars in the future.